Hey guys, so today is Monday, April 27th, and I wanted to update you guys on my weigh-in this morning. I hadn't talked about the weight since the cheat meal the other day, the day that I ended up eating around 3,400 calories and going way overboard. What I wanted to be a refeed and hit about 2,500. I ended up eating like 1,000 extra calories that day. But like I told you guys, you know, in about 3 or 4 days, it should go back to normal. That's happened to me many times. If it ever happens, don't panic. Just wait it out and, you know, stick to your program. Go back to your normal stuff, and it'll be fine. So this morning I weighed in. Well, let me tell you the whole story. So on that Thursday, I had like the lowest weigh-in that I've had for this whole cut. I was 2 pounds away. So I had the cheat meal that day, and the very next day, which was Friday, Friday the April 24th, on that Friday I weighed in 2.5 pounds up, out of which I told you guys probably most of it is, or all of it is gonna be just water weight, just weight. So then that was Friday, right? So on Saturday morning, I was already down 1.5 pounds, okay? And I thought it would take me about 4 days. So on Saturday, I was down 1.5 pounds. On Sunday, I went down 1/4 pound. And then this morning, today's Monday, I was down a whole other pound, okay? So not only did I go back to where I was, but I actually improved on it, and I got a new low weigh-in, okay, by 1/4 pound. So now I'm 1 3/4 pounds away from the lowest, the leanest I've ever been able to get. So we're getting real close. We're getting there. And yeah, today I think I'm gonna make flatbread pizza like I've had before. I've already shown you that. But tonight's pizza is gonna be, I'm not sure if I showed you already with barbecue. Maybe I did. Yeah, I probably did. But anyway, tonight's is gonna be a chicken barbecue pizza. Okay, so chicken breast sliced thin with 2 servings of barbecue sauce, 2 servings of cheese, and then the herbs and stuff that I like to put over the top of it. Maybe I'll sprinkle a little Parm cheese over the top as well. So that's gonna be the meal. I'm happy that I was able to go to go back down quickly. You know, I know it wouldn't take more than 3 or 4 days, and that's what always happens. I mean, so I'm happy with the weigh-in. I'm getting real close. This has been the easiest cut I've ever done. You guys have seen it. Almost no cardio. I mean, getting the pizza ready. Got a little bit of sauce on there. I already toasted it once. This is a different type of flatbread. It's not the Aldi's one. I got the chicken in the microwave. That's that beeping. Let's get that out of there. So I heated up the meat. I tell you guys, every time that I make that, I heat up the meat first because I don't want it to be cold, because now when it goes back in the oven, it's going to be ready like pretty much right away. So I got that little bit of sauce on there. I'm going to put, I weighed out 4 ounces of chicken breast. I'm going to enter that as 5.2 into my Fitness Pal. And this type of flatbread, this is not the Aldi's one. This is called a flat out. And flat outs, they sell them pretty much everywhere. So look for that. Then I'm going to put the cheese, top it off. I'll show you guys. Alright guys, so let's talk about tonight's little pizza. Like I said, it's barbecue chicken, but I'm also gonna put 1 serving of this pepperoni. I'm not sure if that's focusing there. I think it did. You see, it's only 70 calories for 1 serving. A good amount of protein. It's not too much fat. This is turkey pepperoni, and it's really good. So I'm gonna put 1 serving of that. I have, like I said, the chicken on there, 2 servings of the cheese. I'm gonna give it a little sprinkle of the Parmesan cheese, and you guys know usually on my pizza I put a little bit of the garlic powder and the Italian herbs. And man, look at that thing. That is looking pretty awesome. Give you a close-up. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. And man, this is less than 400 calories. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's like one slice of regular pizza. Remember the day I had the Papa John's, one slice was 330, and it's like way smaller than this. This whole thing is under 400, a ton of protein, you know, a little bit of fats and a little bit of carbs from the flatbread. But this is nice and crunchy. It's thin and crispy. So it's pretty awesome. All right, I'm gonna keep on watching Netflix and eat this pizza, and probably maybe one of those chocolate puddings tonight, those protein chocolate puddings that I make. And I think that's gonna be it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. What's going on, guys? Good morning. Today is April 30th. It's a Thursday, and I'm working. And I haven't recorded in the last couple days because, you know, work, and then I get home, I have to do my at-home workouts. I did go walking yesterday. Wednesday, we had a nice afternoon, and I was able to walk a bit. And but I haven't recorded much on the food because it's been pretty much the same repeats, the same stuff. And obviously, as we go on, there'll be less and less new things. So I'll try to come up with some new stuff. And I think this weekend, either this weekend or maybe even tonight. Maybe tonight I'll cook that shirataki noodles, that crazy stuff, and I'll show you guys that and give you a taste test. I did make ground turkey. Again, the lean ground turkey last night. So whenever I eat spaghetti or, you know, some pasta, I like to put ground turkey or ground beef on it with the sauce. So anyway, I'm recording here like this because I haven't had a lot of energy after my workouts, and at the end of the day to prop up the camera and record these clips. So right now it's the morning. I feel good, but this is the way it's got to be, man. I don't have no time to record during the day. So basically in the car like this is the only way. And I propped up the phone there. I know the angle is horrible. Hopefully the audio is good. That's the main thing, so you could hear what I'm saying. And but as I drive, I got time to talk to you guys a little bit. So we'll try to make this work. I did want to talk to you guys about, you know, the last time that I reported on my weight, I had dropped again a little bit. It was after that cheat meal, that crazy, it was supposed to be a refeed and ended up as a cheat meal. But it took me 3 days to get back to hitting a new low weigh-in. And then on that night, okay, on the day that I did the low weigh-in, on that evening, I ended up doing a refeed. This time was a refeed. I didn't go crazy. Basically, that day I was shooting for 2,500 calories, and I ended up with just a little bit over that. It was under 2,600, but it was over 25. But obviously, when you do that, the next day your weigh-in is gonna be way up. You know, my weigh-in the next morning I was up. I don't remember. I'll have to look, but I was up at least like 2 pounds. So whenever that happens, it takes again a couple of days to get back to where you were, 2 or 3 days to get back to where you were, and then you end up making another little bit of progress, maybe 1/10 of a pound, maybe 2/10 of a pound. And this is the way it goes now until I get to my goal. It's very slow progress because whenever you get a new low weigh-in, you're gonna be feeling it. You're just beat up, man. You're beat up. So you end up doing a refeed, and your weight goes back up, and then you fight for 2-3 more days, and you hit another low weigh-in until you get to where it just becomes unbearable. And I'm about to get there. So in the meantime, we'll just, you know, this is just you yo-yo up and down like this. You just yo-yo up and down. You hit a new low weigh-in, but then you're so depleted that you end up doing a refeed or overeating a bit, and then your weight goes back up, and then you fight for 2 or 3 days. You hit another low weigh-in, and then you again, you overeat again, and it's just a roller coaster. But each time you do make a little bit of progress, okay, a 2/10 of a pound, maybe a third of a pound, and little by little you get to, to what your goal is. And some people maybe can, I don't know, maybe they can do it in a more linear fashion, but I haven't been able to. Because I gotta keep having enough energy to work and to do normal things. This fitness is not my life. I gotta do a bunch of other stuff. So it's little by little. Whenever you get like low energy like that and you're not feeling it, you gotta eat a little bit more. You'll feel good for the next 2 or 3 days until you get depleted again. Hopefully you hit a new low weigh-in, which is what happens, and then the process just starts all over again. So that's probably how it's gonna be for the rest of the way until we get to our goal. If I make those shirataki noodles today, I'll show you guys what that looks like. And I don't know, what else do I want to talk to you guys about? I've been wanting to talk to you guys about, a little bit more into this whole getting shredded thing, okay? First of all, there's no reason to do it. There's no need to do it. You can just be lean. You can be, 12, 13% body fat. You'll have a little bit of abs. You're gonna look fine. You're fine at that. And no need to get anything below that. Like I said, I kind of enjoy the challenge of it. I look after like not dieting for I would say like 6 months. I kind of miss it. It's kind of weird. It's weird, man. I can't imagine people liking to put themselves through this, but after 6 months of like not challenging myself, I kind of feel like, man, I gotta try again. Like, it's crazy. So the goal is to not diet for like 9 months, and then every year do a 3-month cut and bring the fat completely off again, and then start the process all over again. When I do it that way, I'll never gain. From my experience, I've been doing this for like 3 or 4 years, and I never end up gaining more than like I would say like between 10 and 15 pounds at most. Okay, and 15 pounds you can easily drop that in 3 months, because in the beginning you lose a ton of weight. It only gets like hard and slow right at the end. Okay, so this is a realistic way of doing it for me, and a very sustainable way of doing it, okay, and even enjoyable for me. So during those 9 months, I don't track calories. I eat the same things you've been seeing here. I eat the same things for, I would say, 80% of the time. Like 70 to 80% of the time, I'm eating the same foods you've been seeing here, in the same quantities and pretty much the same stuff. So the rest of the time are the days when we maybe order out one night, or we go to someone's in-laws house or to someone's house for dinner and things like that, where I go out on the weekends. I do my food reviews, and we just go out and have fun, okay? And I'll eat whatever. I eat donuts and ice cream and whatever I want. The rest of the time I'm eating the same stuff. So yes, on the weekends usually my weight goes up 3-4 pounds, and then as the week goes, my weight comes back down to where I was. Now every time that you do this process, you'll end up gaining a little bit of fat and a little bit of fat and a little bit of fat. And so by the end of the 9 months, you put on 8-9 pounds of fat, 10 pounds of fat. That's a lot in that amount of time. But I get to enjoy myself. I'm living life and doing things like normal people, And then I do the cut. I get rid of all that fat, and I'm back to square one. And even when I gain those 9 pounds or whatever it could be of fat, maybe it's not even that much. It could be 5 or 6 pounds. I calculated this time that I had gained maybe 5 or 6 pounds of fat. That's it. I still had abs. and I was probably like 12-13% body fat. Okay, so I was still very, very lean. But let's say it's a little bit more than that, and your abs are already fading away, and so in 3 months you can get back down to where you were and get really lean, and then you have another 9 months of freedom and of not having to track any calories and not doing, it's not difficult for me. It's very sustainable. It's not very difficult, and I can see myself doing this long term. All right, so that's the plan. That's what that's the idea behind why I do it this way. It's not that I'm trying to compete or do any and any of those things. It's just I enjoy the challenge of it. I get to get rid of all the fat and start all over again. And during the 9 months, I don't have to be so careful and so worried about gaining some fat, because I know I already done it enough times that I know in these 3 months I can get rid of all of it and be back to where I was. So anyway, that's a little bit of where I'm at. So when I weighed in this morning, I'm almost back to where I think tomorrow I get to make progress. Maybe tomorrow when I weigh myself, I'll hit a new low weigh-in. Okay, if I don't, it'll be the next day. But I guarantee you, as soon as I do that, it'll be refeed time again. It's just, it becomes very difficult. I'll have to eat extra. My weight will go back up. And then it'll take me another 3 or 4 days before I'm making progress again. And it's just that process, that yo-yoing up and down, that just keeps going until I get to my goal. Most likely. So we'll see. I am cataloging everything for you guys, and I will show you a little bit of the process as far as the weigh-ins and stuff like that. I will show you that on a upcoming video. But anyway, all right, guys. That's it for now. I'll see you guys a little bit later. All right, so I finished with my first appointment, and now I'm driving to my next stop. And there's a couple of things I forgot to talk to you guys about that I want to mention. If you guys want to do this whole dieting thing and this whole lifestyle, here's a couple of tips. Okay, a couple of tips. First of all, you got to stop thinking of food like such a thing for like pleasure, for like enjoying to 100% every single time. Yes, you can still do that, but not, wow, these people. Sorry about that. So yes, you can still do that, but not every single time. Okay, you can't do that every single time. Sometimes you're just eating to get the job done. Like I say, it's just get the job done, to nourish your body and get the energy you need and be healthy. Sorry, I had to make that turn there. So yeah, you cannot think of every meal being like your last meal on earth or something. Okay, sometimes it's just to get the job done. Every meal cannot feel like I'm gonna enjoy this 100% to the fullest, like if it's my last meal ever. Okay, you can't do that. That's one thing. Another thing is this whole concept. Like, I really thought about it, and there's this thing that people are just they want to feel comfortable. They want to feel, and there's nothing wrong with being comfortable. There's nothing wrong with feeling good, but they want to be discomfort is like out of the question. And that's a problem. That's a problem when you're dieting, especially if you want to get shredded, because there's going to be times when you're going to be uncomfortable. There's just no way of getting around it. There's times when you're going to be hungry, and hungry is not a comfortable thing, okay? So you have to embrace the discomfort. I'm sorry, man. You have to be okay with it, at least for a little while, at least sometimes. There's nothing wrong with being comfortable and feeling good and all that. And you should try to feel good even when you don't feel good, okay? Even when there's a level of discomfort, you have to be okay with that, okay? Because it's going to happen, especially if you want to get shredded. I think my upbringing and when I was young, in a way, there were some things that helped me with this whole process, and that somehow I got comfortable with it, and I got pretty good at it. And that was my whole, when I was into sports, okay? Being into sports when I was young, there were times of high uncomfort. I mean, is that how you say it? I don't know. Of being uncomfortable. Okay, it was very high level of discomfort. When you're, when you're practicing sports in a competitive kind of level, okay, whether it's high school, college, or anything like that, your training is going to take you to places where it becomes extremely uncomfortable. And that kind of got me ready for certain things in life, being able to just wither that and get past that and somehow enjoying the challenge of it and pushing yourself to an extent that you're very uncomfortable, and getting past it and succeeding and making it happen. And then after you make it happen, you get the reward, and you feel rewarded. You feel grateful in a way. You feel accomplished, like you accomplished something great. Wow, look at it, I made this happen. I was able to do this. I was able to make the team. I was able to make the time of that we had to do X, a certain run or a certain drill or something that you were able to accomplish that you didn't even think possible. But little by little, you got better at it, and you kept practicing, and you made it happen. And you feel it's a great feeling, that makes it kind of worth it. Maybe that's what you guys have to find in this. Well, I know for me, for sure, when I got lean and I saw my abs and all the, the vascularity and all you see like that. Not only you see the muscles, but you see inside the muscles. It's pretty crazy. You see like what's going on inside, underneath your skin. Is really, really wild. It's something that became kind of like a little bit addictive, and like to be able to accomplish that, and that's the reward. You see like, wow, look at this, is amazing. Maybe you don't need to go to that level. Just seeing yourself fit into some jeans that you haven't fit into for years, that could be its own reward. That could be enough for a lot of people, and it should be enough. Just the fact that you improved upon your best self, you got to an even better place. And especially for me, that I'm older, I'm not a spring chicken, okay? To be able to do this, I didn't even, when the first time that I tried it, I didn't even think it was possible. I was like, man, can I even lose this weight? You have all these doubts. And then once I lost, in the beginning, I just wanted to lose 20 pounds. So once I lost those 20 pounds and seeing that, man, maybe I can keep going. Maybe I can get shredded. Never in my life, not even when I was in sports, I was shredded. I mean, I was just lean. I was even skinny because I didn't have hardly any muscle. But I was a kid back then. So, but, now to be able to, accomplish and to see that it is possible. You could do it. It's going to require a bunch of effort and time. You got to be patient. You got to give it time. You cannot lose 50 pounds overnight, okay? But it will have its rewards. You got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, okay? And you cannot make every meal feel like it's your last meal on earth, okay? There will be other meals, okay? After you get to your goal, maybe you can have a cheat meal. Maybe you can have a refeed or something, and then push again. Okay, so it's a process. So you gotta find ways of being okay with that process and even enjoying the process, like me, where I like the challenge of it. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I might have to, this rant has been so long, and these 2 clips that I just recorded have been so long, that I'll probably maybe even have to cut them into different videos. I don't know. We'll see how we get this information out there to you guys. But I really wanted to talk about these things. And driving is like the only way that I'm going to have. And, earlier in the day is the only way I have enough energy right now to record these clips. And while I'm driving is when I have the time. So it is what it is. I'm getting here to my next stop. All right, guys. I'll see you a little bit later. Okay, I'm gonna wrap things up right here. Please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. The story will continue in chronological order next week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys then.